Show. I am here live in Brea, California, and wow, you can just simply go to sleep and wake up to new stuff happening on the internet and Facebook and Messenger and all that kind of stuff, and that is why it is so difficult to keep up. That is why I created a special private page for Create a Launch a Profit, is because as things change, you're going to want to stay up to date, and hopefully I will be ahead of just about everybody else except for Dean Renfro, apparently, because Dean Renfro already put a video up talking about this new feature that's going to be found in Messenger for Facebook, and that is group chat has just gone live. Now, I have not been able to, I have not had a chance to try it out yet, but I've been paying attention as to what people are doing with it and seeing already some people taking advantage of it and talking about it. And apparently it works pretty good. But it's what can we as business owners, as broadcasters, as people creating products on group pages, what is it that we can do to provide value for the people that are hiring us as a coach or hiring us as a business or service? Well, it allows us to keep all of this in one resource and one free resource, because there's so many other paid programs out there and third-party applications, that kind of stuff. It actually harms them because you have the most powerful platform, Facebook, and Messenger, which has now, Messenger on its own has millions and millions. I don't think it's in the billion yet, but it's got millions of people using it, somewhere in the hundreds of millions of people using it. And so it really just becomes, I try not to use game changer, but this is going to be a game changer, because it's just the beginning. Remember when Facebook Live first came out? In the beginning, it was just, pretty cool. And it had a few things that we found useful, but thankfully I jumped on it right away and found that as I used it, more things are happening. Now on the phone, it actually does landscape now. It just isn't that little square that we used to have before. Now it allows you to put little face masks on, that kind of stuff. Now you can use it on your laptop. I don't have that availability yet, but some people do. I'm gonna have to check. I have a bunch of pages, so I'm gonna check maybe my the pages that I have the check mark on, Falco Cannon Academy. Maybe that has it, because I know that's how they roll it out sometimes, as to the confirmed pages are allowed to use it, and sometimes private. I have not been on all of it. I have been crazy busy. So I'm going to talk about Messenger just in a second, but I do want to talk about one other thing very quickly, and I didn't put this in the title. As a matter of fact, maybe I'll have to go back and put it in. But I went to a memorial service today, and it was for a fireman who, unfortunately, he's a friend of mine, not a close friend, and I want to make sure that's straight, because I had some people sending me their condolences for my loss, and I wish I knew him better. I felt like I didn't deserve condolences, because although he and I played hockey together, he was a goaltender on my hockey team. I didn't know him well enough, and darn it, I didn't know him well enough to hopefully, or to have been there for him when he was struggling. And he's just one of those guys, and it was shocking, because if you knew him, if you could think of any confident person that whether you like them or not, or whether they're friends of yours or not, is what I meant to say. But they have that part where you look at them and they walk around with confidence. He was a captain at a fire department, one of the most pristine fire departments here in the United States, in California, the Orange County Fire Authority, just a fantastic organization. And he was a fire captain for them. 2 kids, married, and decided one day, just last week, to take his life. And so his memorial service was today. And I was like, well, what the heck? How is it that guy, who just was the picture of strength and confidence, would decide to do something that he jumped off a bridge in front of a semi-truck? And, it's a choice. I mean, it's not a choice to have depression, right? And I know I'm going to get a bunch of messages here. Just hold on. I know it's not a choice to have a bunch of, depression or anxiety, because I've had that myself with a couple concussions. I know how painful it is and how it's just out of your control, right? I wasn't in my control when I crashed and got the concussions that led to some depression and anxiety that I was struggling with, and I actually had to take medication for. But there's also some things that happen that can send you down that road of sadness and depression. At least that's my thoughts. Again, I'm not a medical doctor. I don't even play one on TV. But as things begin to happen, so I'm going through a divorce at this very moment, and it's not pretty, right? I have 5 kids. A lot of things were done. A lot of stuff was taken from me. But the moment I give myself the choice to wallow in self-pity, to wake up sad and not depressed, because that could be clinical. I'm just using it as a descriptor right now. Where you wake up and you just mope around, right? You don't open the blinds, you don't open the curtains, you don't turn on any lights. You just walk around. Woe is me. Why does everybody hate me? And I'm not saying that's what Chris did. Okay, I don't want to say that either. But you can make a choice, right, to wake up every morning and focus on the things you can't control. Focus on the things that will bring you down. Focus on the things that will cripple you and cause you so much distraction from what the goal is. And the goal is to get through every day as positively as possible in a positive manner, giving worth to yourself, giving worth to your family and your name, creating things that will make a difference in this world. And I want you to try to understand what I'm saying here is that I know that there's medical issues. I've had the concussions that have caused me anxiety, and I thought I was going to die. My heart was pounding so much. I took myself to Kaiser. I can't even tell you, maybe 6 or 7 times, because I thought I was having a heart attack. And they said, your blood pressure is perfectly fine. Why do you feel like you're going to die? I don't know. I feel like I'm going to die. But I could not help that. I understand that. But there are things you can control, the things you choose to focus on. So if I were to choose to focus on my divorce and how crappy it is and all the things that were stolen from me so that I cannot run my business, if I chose to focus on that, I can see where I would begin to go down this horrible road and not be here in my computer when appropriate, or with my kids when appropriate, and doing things that are positive, right? And that are carrying me through the day and my children through the day. How much horrible would it be for my children if I go, I'm just so sad and I don't know, and everybody's, everything's against me. If I did that, how good is that for my kids, right? Instead, I love to get on the internet and take a look and see what's being created in that world that is going to just make our world different. It's a fantastic time to be alive. It is a fantastic time to be in the business that I'm in right now, or the business I'm creating. And that is bringing information and allowing other people, showing other people how they can take whatever it is they know, their knowledge, and bring it to the world and make a difference. Maybe there's somebody out there that has this knowledge. Again, I brought this up before, how to turn muddy, nasty wetness into drinkable water, right? Maybe there's somebody out there, but they just don't know how to get the word out. They don't know how to write a book that gets them the attention that they need to get that information out. It's one thing just to have the information, but if you can't get attention, if you can't get somebody to look at you as an authority, who's going to listen to what it is you have to say? I mean, you're going to have to start doing something, right? So back to my original thought here is that if I, going through the divorce I'm going through now and going through the things I'm going through now, chose to focus on that, instead of putting these programs together to help somebody get the message out that they have something that can help somebody. Maybe it's somebody that knows how to deal with depression. Maybe it's somebody that knows how to deal with anxiety and has gone through it and knows maybe these simple tricks that they did to get through those periods of time of depression, to reach out when appropriate to somebody that can help, to reach out to a counselor, to teach somebody that they're not alone, or to show people that they're not alone, that there are other people that are going through the same thing. What if my message, what if my program that I'm putting together got in the hands of somebody that could do that for somebody, and they were finally able to get that word out, and that somebody's life was changed? And I know that this can happen because I wrote this book called Falco, Walking with God and the Dog. And after I wrote that book, I had no idea that I was going to get an email message from somebody in Texas saying that they were using my book in a Bible study for men and teens, and that they already saw positive changes and opened up discussions in areas that they'd never been able to have those discussions before. Because I talk about some things in that book about some of the things I've gone through, and how just changing my thought process of how my dog, strangely enough, you have to read the book, led me to actually believing that there is a God of some sort, right? I'm not a Christian to the sense that you're going to come to me and I'm going to preach to you. I can't do that. But I knew that there was something more out there based on some of the things my dog taught me. And so it's just those things that if you just get them out. I think I've sold hundreds of copies of that book, and I have no idea how, because I rarely talk about it or really push it. I talk about it, but not as much as I probably should. And I've already got messages from people who said, I read that book and it really did help me. in a time that I was struggling. And so there you go. And there's proof. So hi, Charmaine, how are you? Giving worth to yourself. I love that thought. Yes. Yes. All right. So I go to this memorial and I'm wondering, gosh, was there something else going on with this man's life that I didn't know? And no, the message and what I've heard is that unfortunately he's going through a divorce, and apparently that's possibly the thing that led him to end his life. I don't know what's went on in his divorce. I know nothing about all that, but everybody said he was a strong, confident, won at everything that he did. He was our goaltender, and they said, there he is protecting the goal, and then he would go to work and protect lives. He would protect property. He was all about protection and putting himself in between whatever the danger was, whether it was a 100-mile-an-hour puck or a 100-mile-an-hour wind with a fire, that was being pushed towards a bunch of homes. He was always putting himself between you and danger, and just a shame that that happened. And just knowing there could have been something out there that could have helped him, right? And I wish it would have been me. I wish I would have known. I wish I would have. Hey, Mark, I wish I would have known. All right, and so I didn't. I did not know him well enough, and we hadn't seen each other in a long time because we haven't had any hockey games lately. Because my hockey team disbanded, unfortunately. Fantastic possibilities and opportunities. Yes, Charmaine, thank you for that. Yes. I'm excited about the intentional work I'm doing to create new ways to support parents and their children. Yes, this is it. Charmaine's doing it, right? She has knowledge that's going to help these parents with their children. And she's doing it. Yael Cohen, she's doing the same thing. I got just so many people. And if I start talking about Sue and Molly Mahoney and Mark, I could just go on forever. But that's what we're trying to get out here. So let's talk about something more. That's positive. What's not positive about that? About waking up and just making a choice to focus on the things that are going to change somebody's life. What is it that you know that you can wake up and go, you know what? I'm going to get up and I'm going to begin working on something that's going to change somebody's life. Not just maybe one single person, but a community. Maybe not just a community, but a whole society. Maybe not just a society, maybe the world. Who knows? Wake up and begin focusing on that. Right? The bills and stuff like that, sure, you got to focus on those, pay those, get on task, though, with the thing that's going to make a difference in the world. If it's taking the kids to the skate park and hanging out with them, that's what you need to focus on. And if from time to time you need to go and get medication for the anxiety, the depression you're going through, focus on that to go do it, and then think about what it is you're going to do from that point on that's positive. Give people a hug, tell people you love them, tell people that you care about them. Every day. Thank you, Nabi. I don't know why I just got crazy. Okay, slow down, Andy. All right, every day is a new opportunity. Yes, Nabi. And I know, and Nabi and I've talked. Nabi is from Australia. We've been through it. We've been through some stuff, right? And it's you just keep going, right? You make a choice, right? The choice is powerful. Making that choice is powerful. Right, when you open your eyes. I open my eyes sometimes at 1 o'clock in the morning, and unfortunately I make a choice to go to Facebook, but I love Facebook and I want to see what's happening all the time. I should make a choice to read or go to a blog that's going to teach me something, but quite often I go to Facebook, but that's my world right now is Facebook. So let's talk about that. Messenger. So what is this thing that we're going to be able to do a video chat on Messenger where you can have multiple people like a Skype or like a Zoom or like a Blue Jeans. And you can have multiple people on this Messenger app that is it goes hand in hand with Facebook. And from what I understand, you can also do it in groups, and you can do it on your pages, right? On your business pages. And so why would I care? Because it's the beginning of, I'm sure, a lot bigger stuff. Number one, so start using it. If it can in fact be used in a group, and I've not read anything right now that it says that it cannot be, but if you use it in a group, you can just hold classes within your group on Messenger without having to go to, necessarily Webinar Jam and do a webinar, for instance, or, loading up a Blue Jeans or Be Live or something like that. You just go to Messenger and you just connect with people that are in that group. And that's how easy it is. I'm going to share my screen here, and I am in Be Live. And I know that you can't share Be Live. And I'd like to just mention this again. I know some of you maybe get tired of me mentioning this, especially those of you that can't get Mimo to be your camera. Darn it. What am I talking about? What, Mark? Haven't you heard? It just came out Messenger. You can do group chat in Messenger. Yes. And I'm going to show you right now. So I'm going to go to Mimo Live really quick. I'm going to share my screen. So I'm doing this. Oops. It wasn't supposed to do that. It's supposed to go to. Hold on. Hold on. Let me try this again. Oh, I know why. Stand by. Let me just change it over. Stand by. That's police talk. Stand by. All right. Let me switch over to. Where did I save that? There it is. All right. I'm going to play a video on my desktop here. I don't know if the sound's going to play. Let me see.
Video chat. It's a great way to get together whenever for whatever. So say you want to ring in the new year with friends from far away. No matter where they are, friends can join anytime, anywhere on whatever phone they have.
Hi!
Hey!
We are all dressed up in our finest party attire.
And it's easy to add even more friends to your group video chat. This group is about to ring in the new year together. It's time.
3, 2, 1, Happy New Year!
While chatting, you can even spice it up by adding a mask. And you can come and go as you please. Everyone can still keep chatting.
Bye!
We stayed up. Get together whenever for whatever. From the new group video chat from Messenger.
There you go. How cool is that? So you can do that. And I don't know if did the sound play. Maybe somebody can let me know if the sound played. Oh, wait a minute. Did I not click that button? Maybe you guys could hear it, but couldn't see it. Here, somebody let me know if you can see the video. It's shared on your screen, but not live, Andy. I'm sorry, one more time. So did the video play or not? And could you hear it? I don't know if that played. Anyway, I'll wait for somebody to comment there. I don't know if it clicked off or not. Because sometimes Mimo Live does not play the sound. There was no sound. There was sound, but no video. Let me try one more time, just for fun, so you guys can see. And you guys could actually probably find this on your own. I don't know that I have to actually show it to you, but I'm going to try one more time anyway. All right, let me just try one more time. Switch back over. Go live. Maybe I did forget a step now that I'm thinking about it. I think I may have forgotten to do that.
There's something new in Messenger. Introducing group video chat. It's a great way to get together whenever for whatever. So say you want to ring in the new year with friends from far away. No matter where they are, friends can join anytime, anywhere on whatever phone they have.
Hi!
Hey!
We are all dressed up in our finest party attire.
And it's easy to add even more friends to your group video chat. This group is about to ring in the new year together. It's time.
3, 2, 1, Happy New Year!
While chatting, you can even spice it up by adding a mask. And you can come and go as you please. Everyone can still keep chatting.
Bye!
We stayed up. Get together whenever for whatever. From the new group video chat from Messenger.
All right, there we go. Hopefully you saw that one that time. All right, let me get rid of that. There, I'm back on camera. All right, so did it play? Hopefully it did. Heard but didn't see. Oh, crudola. The heck happened there? I wonder why it doesn't play. Maybe when I made it big. Oh, well. Anyway, so go look for yourself. Let me. I'll put the URL in here. Hold on. Gosh darn it. Oh, yes, you could. Okay, good. Here, I'll put the URL in there again so you can actually, or in the chat. Hopefully my chat's working this time. I tried to use chat the other day in Be Live, and it didn't want to work for me. Let me see if it works this time. Google Hangout, I know. It'll be the end of Google Hangout. Okay, good, it worked that time. Okay, and I'm not sure if my comments are working or not. So I don't know why it's not in my Be Live, the comments is not working. It worked the very first time I used Be Live, but now it just does not seem to be working. Gosh darn it. Okay, so how does that change things for us? Again, I think the most important thing you got to understand is it's just the beginning of what Facebook is going to be able to do here in the near future. That a lot of these other things that we're using and I have to even include probably Blue Jeans and Be Live. I'm not sure how they're going to compete with Facebook actually doing what it is that they allow us to do, because it's a third-party application, right? And so right now we need them, but pretty soon we may not need them. So I don't know. I don't know how that's all going to work. So just the beginning. But right now, in a private group, you can just ring all the people in your private group. You can get up to 50 people on the call, but only 6 people have the ability to be seen on camera. And so you can hear the other people, and the other people can hear you, and you can I don't think they can talk though, but only 6 people can be involved in the conversation, while the rest, what's 50 minus 6? That's 54. I went to a public school here in California, so that was very good for me. You got to know that math is not my strength. So 54 people can hear and watch what's going on, but they can't communicate, and they cannot be seen on camera. Now, it doesn't say, at least not on the video, how you drop somebody that's currently on the video and then bring somebody else in. I don't know how you do that, but I'm sure there's a way of doing that. So I'm going to begin using it somewhere, somehow, and I'm sure I'm going to use it in one of my groups that I have here, and just to test it out. But just so you know, today, at least as far as I know today, so you would need to bring that feed into software. Yeah, so it won't replace the webinar, but not yet, right, Nabi? Right, it will not yet. Let's see, John asks question here. So would need to bring that feed into software to show live, correct? Yes, as far as I know. So right now it's not something we can add to our Facebook Live, but again, I'm sure that pretty soon that it will be coming soon. I think it's just the beginning. Right, and so I think one of the reasons why they were bringing in landscape is so that we can have that ability, right? Landscape on the phone. Remember, it was a little tiny square. On that square, we were never going to be able to interview somebody that's not with you because that square was too small, almost too small for even one person, right? And so, but again, like I said, it's just the beginning. Yeah, we'll have to see how Facebook will start changing some of these new features. Yes, I'm just glad, because it seemed like this. The thought of them being able to have, for us to be able to have another person on a Facebook Live, it seems like at the very beginning that's what they were talking about that they want to do, and it just was not happening. And here is the first sign that it's going to begin to happen. And Facebook Live, I bet you it's not long before we can interview somebody directly from a Facebook Live feed. I'm pretty sure. Pretty positive. All right. I love the engagement from you. Yeah, it's changing daily. That's why it makes it so hard to write a book. I've had that book that I originally wrote, and then I had to change it almost instantaneously, and I can't keep up. So I'm trying to figure out how it is that I can write. And I know that there's those of you, I think Nabi even had an idea that he sent me out there. It's just that it's just so darn rapidly changing. I can't keep up with a book per se, but I will. I'll put something together. All right, so this show today, and as you know, is going to be brought to you by Create It, Launch It, Profit, as I'm going to be adding some new stuff. So make sure and go over there. If you have not been to my Facebook page yet called Create It, Launch It, Profit, you got to go there. And if you know anybody that is really either has talked about creating a product and just hasn't done it yet, or you know somebody that has some knowledge that needs to get out there, send them my way. Send them to that Facebook page, Create It, Launch It, Profit. I'm going to go on in just a few minutes and talk about a new graphic website that I found to create these graphics. You won't believe it. My friend Molly told me about it, and it's like it's almost like she gave me the secret sauce. I like Canva, and I also now like using Google Slides, because Andrew Lane had showed us in one of our interviews how to use Google Slides to create fantastic graphics, which I've done, and created some slides for the most recent Go Live and Profit that was down in San Diego that everybody really was impressed with, even though they didn't show them very long. They kind of flipped through them really fast. But somebody, hey, I wanted to see your slides. Where can I get those slides? And how did you make those? They look so great, but they were being flipped through so fast nobody could see them. But I like that. This new one is awesome. This new graphic creation. It allows you to make 2 or 3 changes on one part of the process, and then it gives you, I think, like up to 200 and something different versions using the pictures that you uploaded. And that's in one project, right? And so it gives you a Facebook, it gives you Twitter, it gives you a banner, it gives you LinkedIn, it gives you a square, it gives you a rectangle, a triangle. No, I don't know about a triangle. I think I just made that one up. It gives you, graphics for your slides. And all you did was put in like 4 or 5 pictures, and it generates all these different looks and fonts. And you can change the fonts and colors and stuff like that. So I'm going to show, so a lot of you are already in. No, that's not it. Not PicMonkey. I'm going to try PicMonkey though, because now that sounds something that I can use. And Charmaine, yes, you love Canva, but I'm going to share that inside the private group of the Create It, Launch It, Profit as I'm preparing people to create their product. All right, so we're going to go in there a little bit later on, and I'm going to show that and how we use it and that kind of stuff. It is awesome. All right, so I came on today to tell you 2 things. Number one. Wake up and make a choice that benefits you and other people. Make that choice, all right, to benefit you and other people. Don't focus on the things that you can't change. Don't focus on the negatives, and just move forward with whatever it is. And it could be play, right? It doesn't have to be creating something necessarily. It could be just focus on something that's going to change somebody's life, and it could be in play, taking the kids out, taking your grandkids out, taking a friend out to lunch. Right. And that's one of the things that I don't do enough of. I don't get a hold of somebody and say, hey, you know what? We haven't talked in a while. Let's go get a bite to eat. Let's go have dinner. Especially now, right? Especially right now. I need to get a hold of somebody that lives nearby. I could go to Australia, I guess, and go take Nabi out to dinner. Or I forget where Mark lives. Mark, you live in Utah? I can't remember where you live. But I'm going to have to go somewhere. I may have to travel somewhere and take someone out to lunch and then come back home. But do that, whatever that is. All right. And then the other thing is Messenger is, I think, the beginning of the end for some of our third-party applications. You buying? Yeah, I'll buy. We have to go to McDonald's. We have to go get Big Macs. So we'll do that. All right. So we got to get together, Mark. All right, guys. Yeah. So check out Messenger, start using it, start fiddling around, figure out how you're going to use it. All right. I don't know all what I'm going to do with it yet. But I know for sure that there's it is Utah. Oh, good. I do have a decent memory. I drive through Utah every so often, and for different stuff. I had to go up visit Yael. I took her one of her friends a dog that she wanted, and so I drove through Utah, and then I was just through Utah for something else not too long ago. I can't remember why. We could go to FNQ for seafood. That's far north Queensland. All right, FNQ. I've never, I've always wanted to go to Australia. I've never been there. And so here is I got an invitation to go to FNQ, and I'm sure their seafood is fantastic. I bet it is. Well, call me, dude. All right. I'll have to call you when I'm driving through. And, in Idaho, Charmaine's, I got to go to Idaho. Oh, I know Charmaine is like neighbors to my assistant. My assistant moved to, Eagle, Idaho. She said she's been snowed in and wasn't able to leave a few days ago. Not recently, but like 2 or 3 days ago. And so she got snowed in. So I don't want to go now. I love my assistant, but I don't think I want to be snowed in with her. The reason I have her as my assistant is because she's so tough and she gets things done and she rides my butt. And that's why I like her, because she doesn't let me get away with anything. And calls me out when I don't make the calls I'm supposed to make. So when I'm visiting her, Charmaine, you and I will definitely have to go out to lunch and spend some time together. All right, so that's it. Check out Messenger. Wake up with purpose and make a choice to make things different in your life and somebody else's. All right, guys. I will see you at the next one. Come on over to Create It, Launch It, Profit, and we're going to talk about this new software. So I got at least 2 more broadcasts I got to do. All right. I'll see you the next one. Take care, guys. And yes, I'm on BeLive.tv. All right, talk to you later. Bye.